to some more Empire Total War Great Britain campaign. Here on Empire 2, where we were at last time. War in America has been going on for some time now. Oh, Louisiana to Florida. That's an interesting acquisition. Last time, we'd retaken New England from the French, who have been kind of raiding us pretty consistently for the last while. We have our two armies, one here in Acadia, one here in
Your orders,
Maine,
Your Majesty.
with the
Make ready.
colonial troops kind of supplementing both in a way. The general plan is we're going to crush this force here and launch a full frontal assault onto Quebec, then Montreal, and then sweep back down here to the Iroquois territory. Option B is this army moves immediately to the Iroquois territory. This army and the colonial reinforcements crushes this army at the Karibou mines and makes a frontal push towards Quebec. Ideally, either one actually works in this case. So, we're sitting here, one turn from there. We'll just green that. Faster reload, more upkeep. How are we doing with money actually? 7,000, not bad. Fancy. Oh, that's a lot of money. Explosives. Okay. We need to get going on our naval tree. Though that's going to be a big one here soon. Military syllabus. What do you give me? Minus recruitment cost, plus 1 charge, plus 1 misfire chance for all gunpowder weapons. That's okay. Recovery chance, plus infantry movement on the campaign map. That's huge. It gives me school combat training, which gives me a bunch of units. When I mean a bunch of units, I mean a bunch of units. So, because ideally it like gives me all my fusiliers, it gives me a bunch of line infantry regiments. So, it's a pretty major force. But with that too, we can actually trade with people now. So, Denmark, trade. Venice, trade. Trade, and I'll give you those. Cool. Prussia. Trade. That works. El Papa. That works. Louisiana. Try Venice, and this time we'll sweeten the deal with some tech. Good. Safafid. Good. Ottoman Empire. Sweet. New Spain. Good. Mysore. Sweet. Getting all the money this turn. Ooh boy, look at that money. So we were at 74 before. We are at 13,000. Holy damn. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That is the power of trade. I should probably actually check if that church school is one of ours. I should probably mention this entire section of this entire stream is just going to focus on reestablishing our money and liberating Canada from French oppression. If we have time, we'll start kind of making our way down and start kind of retaking some of the Caribbean islands to kind of consolidate our position in the New World. Brahurst. What are you actually? You are promoting Frenchness. I don't like that.
Sir! Troops! Any
Forward!
further orders? Your orders, Your Majesty.
Let's go march on them. One in Europe, and we'll send one to America. Our batteries. I really like this hill. So we're going to set up on this hill.
Order!
You know what? For security,
Artillery reporting.
only really utilize the canister shot that comes with these
Artillery reporting.
pieces.
Line infantry.
Sir!
Move back just a tiny bit more. There you go. I don't want you so far ahead of the main army that you're
Line infantry. Infantry reporting.
miles ahead of them.
Line infantry.
Militia on the flank.
Medium cannon.
But overall, and you guys. I'm going to be sitting here on the flanks
Battery reporting.
of the army. Now this is also the army that took really heavy casualties during one of the French campaign fights, so ideally they will survive this. They might not, but ideally they will. Yeah, they're deciding. How far out is my? Not that far. Militia. I mean, realistically, we could come off the hill. Like, reform over here. I'd rather not, though. If I don't have to, I'd rather not. Yeah, there they are. looks like they may force me to. Alright. Okay, assuming they're going to force me to, where do I want to set? I like over here. I really like this rise, but it doesn't have a good angle. I'll set up right here. Lancers, more Lancers, more Lancers. You know what? Hold on. If I can entice them out, what are the odds if I just set up back here? Yeah, I like that a lot better. Yeah, I like that. With the house. I know we're not using that original plan to just canister them, but at this point we kind of needed the ability to just shell them into non-existence. I could force my artillery to move faster, but they will not let me. So nice. Like, thankfully the infantry battalions aren't actually moving that far ahead of them. So once the infantry battalions are in position, we should be okay. Cavalry move over here. The most at risk are these colonial militia, but they're cheap, so I'm not really overly concerned about them. The line infantry aren't that cheap, so and they also have to come all the way from England to do anything, so there's also that with them. Artillery, not much longer. General, move off to the side. The artillery is kind of going to really win this battle for us. And I thought I had the militia as my reinforcements, but I might not have. Which, if they glitch out and, like, just not come to me at all, we might have problems, but at that point, it's kind of whatever. We'll wait for that gun to get in position. I want to see a full fury volley come out of these cannons. These are the small guns too. Well, 1200s aren't really small, but they're also not huge, if that makes sense. Alright. Everyone on limber.
Artillery!
You are aiming for...
Close Close to range.
Them. You are aiming for them. You are aiming for me. You are aiming for the center.
Artillery reporting. Battery reporting.
They,
Artillery
they
reporting.
leave men behind. Are there just men who never made it to the batteries? There they are.
Orders.
Alright, you guns aim
Fire!
this up. Battle of Caribou Mines really isn't like adding up to much. Thing is, I felt like if I fought this out, it would have just gone even worse. Like, alright. I'm going to start targeting the infantry. You two are going to continue targeting cavalry, though.
Battery reporting.
Fire! Open fire!
This is a moment I wish I had explosive shot, but I know it wouldn't work on these artillery pieces. I'll just focus in on the cavalry. There we go. All batteries. Infinite fire on different target. Oops. Ooh, now they're moving forward. Even better. They found a deflate. Still guys back here in the shell. Which, I mean, the best part is it's not as if, like, we're doing, like, freakishly high casualties on them. But the fact of us being able to do this without having much, like, many casualties in comparison is huge. And especially where, like, my guys are as weakened as they are, this is, like, big for us. You know, even if we don't, like, completely crush this army, like, this is big for us. There we go, you're gone. Oh, and you're deciding to move forward now. It's about time. Everyone hold your fire. Wait until they crest that ridge. Then we're going to open up all hell on them again. All it took was one more unit. That's all it took. Alright, once they crest that ridge... Alright, pause it real quick. You, focus on them there. You. We are going to show them why artillery is king in these battlefields. Good volleys.
Shot!
more good volleys already. Very quickly, knock out this infantry. Pull back some. Pull back some. Again. Fire. Actually, you've done your job. Go and move her up. Cavalry's doing your job. Artillery, I know we talked about that position before. Now you're actually moving to me. Now shoot. say I'm proud of the regulars because they really did. If anything, like this is a day for the artillery. The artillery really showed their spurs today. Fast forward it. Alright, cavalry, do your job. Nope, all you run. Good work, gentlemen.